Hello, welcome to One Facts. Subscribe to stay updated on fascinating facts and stories from the depths of Reddit. Unexplained childhood experience in search of answers. When I was around 11 to 13 years old, I experienced something for which, to this day, I have no answers. One morning, I woke up for school and walked across the hallway to the bathroom. I stood in front of the sink and mirror to brush my teeth. As I looked into the mirror, I blacked out. Not physically, though. My body froze, as if in fear, and I saw a scene that went like this. I saw myself from a point of view as if I were floating in space, surrounded by stars and darkness. Directly in front of me, but quite far away, I saw a house floating in space. It was a stereotypical house, a red wooden door in the center with a window on each side and green bushes in the front. I was floating closer and closer to it, as if zooming in. When I got right up to the door, it opened, and I saw the face of a woman with black hair. She was old, and her face instilled a fear in me like nothing I had ever felt before. As soon as I saw her face, she screamed, and I woke up. I was looking at myself in the bathroom mirror again, still frozen in fear, similar to that feeling after waking from a nightmare and not being able to move or scream. Though maybe that isn't a universal experience. Anyway, I think it must have lasted a few seconds, maybe a minute, but it felt like forever. It took me a moment to compose myself and get ready for school. The next morning, it happened again, and it continued for a few weeks, if memory serves me right. It became intermittent with normal days in between. Every time it was the same: space, the house, the door, the screaming old woman. People I've told this story to always ask what she looked like if I recognized her, but I didn't. Her face was hard to describe. The best comparison I can make is to the uncanny, almost like an AI-generated face that was randomized and just looked slightly off. Something almost human that should have been human, but there was something about it that wasn't. That feeling took over my entire body. The fear was almost unbearable. It was almost like losing consciousness, like having a vision. I don't know exactly. But my body didn't fall to the floor. I just froze. My eyes stayed open. What I saw around me wasn't my bathroom. I told my parents about it, but they didn't know what to think, and I doubt I could describe it then as well as I can now. They told me to wait and see if it happened again, attributing it to something like being half asleep and still dreaming. For a few days, it didn't happen, and I thought it had finally stopped. Then, one Sunday afternoon, I was in the living room with my dad. He was watching a soccer game, and I was at the desk area behind the couch, putting things away. And it happened again. The same as always: the fear, the freezing, the space, the house, the woman. When I came to, I just cried. I went over to my dad, who noticed something was wrong. I told him it had happened again. It was now happening during the day, while I was fully awake and around my family, a place where I should feel safe, which in my mind ruled out any sleep-wake state or still dreaming. They took me to my doctor, who listened to my story but didn't have any real answers either. He told me to wait it out. After seeing my doctor, it didn't happen again for a long time. I thought that explaining it to someone must have somehow released its hold on me. About a year or two later, we moved overseas for my dad's job. I was 14. The last time it happened was the first morning after moving into our new house. Since that day, it hasn't happened again. I'm now 27 and still have no answers.